Hello everyone. Hello everyone. My name is Paul Mutambuze, and my colleague is Venant NIYONKURU. We are presenting our report on Amazon Amazon reviews using, of course, using MapReduce. Right. It's, we have the repository. We have uploaded the repository on GitHub. Access. Yes. So, in a nutshell, the goal of this was to, of course, to analyze Amazon review data and to understand the customer opinions, product popularity, and of course, rating trends. The tools we used were we utilized the MapReduce, that is Mr. Job for scalable data processing, and of course, pandas for efficient data manipulation, and of course, analysis. Yes, so the data sets that we used the magazine subscription data set, which we used it for all the product centric tasks. For example, rating distribution, review count, for product average ratings, average rating product, top 10 reviews, as well as helpfulness and of course time-based analysis. Then we also use the trainer dataset, which we exclusively use for text-based analysis, that is sentiment analysis and frequency of the number of words. So we had a few challenges with the datasets. For example, the trainer dataset that the ratings it only had two stars, that is 1 and 2 stars, which of course was a bit of a challenge to it limited our ability to perform the positive versus the negative sentiment comparison. Then, of course, we also had another issue on the helpfulness and the data nuisance from the magazine subscription, which it had a vote column, and of course, it served as a proxy for helpfulness. So, moving on to a very first task for analyzing the distribution of star ratings, we used the magazine dataset subscription. Magazine subscription. Of course, the objective was to understand the overall sentiment and customer satisfaction level across all the magazine subscription by examining the frequency of each possible star, that is 1 through 5. We used the mapper, as you can see in the snippet, and the output was an output for each of the stars. How many submissions did we get for each of the stars, and of course the distribution of the star in the magazine subscription. The exhibits are pronounced skew towards the overwhelming positive feedback, which is 5-star, and of course, like you can see, it has over 45,000 positive stars. Moving on to task 2, which was counting the number of reviews per product. So here we were trying to quantify the total number of reviews associated with each of the district magazine subscriptions. That is the product ID. And of course, this helps in identifying the product that generated significant customer engagement and discussion. Yes, we have our snippet, and of course, we summarize the count, yes, per product, as you can see in the output here. And of course, the key findings of the output provides a comprehensive list of each unique product ID and the total number of reviews it has accumulated. Moving on to counting the average star ratings for each product. Yes. So here, our snippet is here. We use the mapper and we're able to generate an output that is like this. So the output precisely provides the average star rating for each of the unique product IDs, and the metric offers a granular view of the customer satisfaction and the individual product level. Then moving on to identify the top 10 most reviewed products. We use the magazine subscription dataset. And of course, the method, the result of the mapper in task 2, which will get the count per product, were processed using pandas. And of course, we aggregated the key pairs, product ID, and of course, the review count were loaded into the pandas data frame. And the data frame was then sufficiently sorted in descending order, and based on that, we're able to get the top 10, as you can see here. And of course, the key findings was yes, of course, the key findings was we were able to identify the top 10 magazine subscriptions that have done the highest number of customer reviews. And of course, this provides immediate actionable insights into most popular talked about and actively engaged products within the data set. Then we moved on to calculating the average helpfulness score for the review. And of course, to compute this, we had to use the helpfulness of the reviews for each product, utilizing the average, utilizing the available vote column as an indicator of the review utilization. So it's the snippet that we used and were able to generate this output. Of course, this task successfully calculated the average number of votes received by the reviews, and of course, the unique magazine subscription. Then we moved on to sentiment analysis, where we used the trained data set, like I mentioned earlier in the introduction, and we're able to get this output for the negative, neutral, and the positive sentiments. Then we moved on to the time-based analysis of rating for the magazines. We used the magazine subscription dataset to, of course, to identify the trends or the changes in the average customer ratings for the magazine subscription over the different years, and we're able to generate this. And of course, the analysis of the average rating over time revealed a dynamic trend for magazine subscription on the dataset. Ratings began relatively early in the 2000s, indicating strong initial customer satisfaction. However, that same annual decline in average rating was observed, reaching as low points in 2010. Then we've done the correlating helpful and star ratings. That is, we use the magazine dataset, and we're able to get the correlation between the ratings and the votes. Yes, as you can see in our diagram. So analysis reviews a noteworthy inverse relationship in the magazine subscription. Reviews with lower ratings 1 and 2 consistently received a higher average number of votes, of course, which compared to the 4s and the 5s. Yes. Then the frequency of awards, we use the trained data set. And of course, the key findings here, we were despite the multiple attempts to pre-process the review text, which of course contains only 1 and 2. The frequency award consistently did only empty lists, yeah, which was of course one of the challenges that we highlighted earlier. So the challenges, of course, we had the ambiguity of the vote column, we had the data completeness and the quality of the vote as observed, output of task 5. Then we had the general CSV passing robustness, of course, the necessity of integrating try acceptor blocks within the mapper. Then for future works, of course, we are talking about accessing more comprehensive data sets, implementing advanced textual analysis within a suitable data set. Then, of course, granular time series analysis. Then, of course, looking at in-depth reviewer behavior analysis. And, of course, scalability testing. Yes, that is what we look at for the feature works. For example, while Mr. Joe provides a framework for MapReduce, rigorous scalability testing on larger distributed cluster, IGA, Apache, Haddock, and the Spark environments would provide insight into performance characteristics. Each job a truly massive data set, ensuring visibility of real-world data scenarios. Thank you so much for listening to me.